Okay, hello and welcome back guys to another Road to World Cup video. It's been a while since I made one, I know. Um, but yeah, if you're new here and you don't know what's going on, then basically there's the GeoGuessr World Cup that's happening in less than a month now, and I'm participating in that. Um, so I can show you that. Why is Rainbolt messaging me? That's the real one. He's verified and everything. Okay, hello Rainbolt. Have a great day. Oh, thank you. OMG, are you the real Rainbolt? Okay, okay, distraction. But anyway, this is the World Cup. Lots of players playing, and Rainbolt is going to be casting it, of course. So they also announced a lot of stuff. Last time I made a video, I think there were only two batches of players announced. Since then, we know all the players now. We know all the casters now, even they've announced them as well. Tickets have been sold out. A lot of things have happened. I'll talk about these things maybe towards the end of this video or maybe in the next video. So yeah, if you're interested in that, maybe stick around. Um, but yeah, this is a World Cup. I'm playing in it, as you can see here. And then in the previous videos, I sort of made a list of things that I wanted to improve on. And then, oops, tried to sort of put it into a schedule, which let me tell you, I'm very far behind on. But that was sort of expected. Like I had a few things going on in past few weeks, and then I was sick for like 2 weeks. Yeah, just whatever. I'm not really trying to make excuses. It's just I haven't basically done everything as per schedule, but I have made progress on a few fronts. And today, what you're going to see is the Kabupaten episode. Um, and then maybe in the coming few episodes, I'll show you some other things. But yeah, Kabupaten, one of the biggest challenges for me personally was to learn all of them because there are like 417 or 18 or something like that. So yeah, getting through them is of course very, very helpful in moving games if you land up in Indonesia. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of work, and there's a good chance that I won't even need to use it at all, or even if I do, it'll probably be only for one round. um, and there's also the possibility that my opponent also knows them, because the World Cup players that you just saw, there's like a decent chunk of these know Kabupaten already, so it's not like I'm gaining a crazy advantage, but it's a lot of work. And thanks to this website that we have from Emily, there's a lot of quizzes, and as you can see, Indonesia has really a lot of quizzes. Um, and yeah, Kabupaten or regencies, that's what the the goal is. So past few days, I've been grinding these quizzes. Um, and then there's this quiz with regencies GeoGuessr only, so these are the ones that have coverage basically. So this is the goal, ultimately, being able to do all of this correctly. And I am actually not going to play this right now in front of you because I just finished this a few moments ago. Um, and it was my first time ever actually getting all of them. So, I mean, spoilers, yeah, I got all of them. Otherwise, why would I make this video? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video for you of me getting all of them correct. So you have an idea of what it was, how painful it was. You know, it wasn't fun. It was quite tedious. So as viewers of this channel, I feel like you guys are obliged to share this pain, or maybe you'll enjoy it. Sure, that also works. I don't really know what commentary I'm going to give because it's just also I was playing music in the background, but let's mute that here. So here you can see which Kabupaten there is, and then I have to guess that on the map, of course. Um, Yeah, it wasn't easy. Sumatra has the highest number of Kabupaten, I think, but personally, I struggled the most with Java. Some points in this video, you'll see me just sort of blanking, like, oh, I know this, but where was it? It could even be like simple things like Yogyakarta, and I'll just probably be sitting there for a good 20 seconds thinking, oh, where was Yogyakarta? Because it just sort of fries your brain. So if you see some pauses there, that's what they are. It's just me sort of blanking and trying to remember, oh, was it here? Was it there? Sometimes you'll just see me scanning, like right now. um, but yeah, overall, I think there are 417 Kabupaten in this quiz. And then there should also be one for Bandase, which is not in this quiz, but because that got new coverage, but doesn't really matter. It's very like I know where it is, and I'm sure basically everyone knows where it is. Um, but yeah, Java I had the hardest time with, and probably the reason why is that on this sort of environment or this quiz website, basically, you can see the map below with the labels. And with Java, the thing is that quite often the labels tell you the Kabupaten itself because the Kabupaten themselves are sort of like named after big cities or something, so you can kind of just scan for them. So trying to learn these was not that easy because I was playing it zoomed out and trying to space Splunk guess it so that I don't see what's the label below it is, so that way I can actually remember and not scan all the time. So yeah, it took me a bit long to do that. Kalimantan, Sulawesi, and the Lesser Islands I finished in one night basically. So those were nicer. Sumatra took me a bit of, revision and whatnot. And Java as well took me a bit of time, but in the end, it worked out. Although I'm saying this, but I've only managed to get them all correct once, that is in this run. Um, I'm definitely going to need to practice this more, um, especially because this is the sort of thing that I'll just forget if I don't keep practicing all the time. So, especially now that we're getting closer to the World Cup, I do need to keep actively practicing this as well as Philippines provinces, Japanese prefecture kanji. Like these are things I know already, but I still need to keep practicing them so that I don't forget. But anyway, let's look at these Kabupaten. This one has a very long and funny name. Well, I don't know if it's funny, but it's a pretty long name at least. Um, and some of the Kabupaten make sense. Like, okay, you have um, let's say Lombok, and then you have Lombok Uttara, Lombok Tengah, Lombok Barat. So it's like, yeah, you can make sense of it. It's okay, it's north, west, east. Those ones are really nice and easier to remember. Um, some of them are kind of confusing because they sound similar to another Kabupaten, which is in like a different island. So yeah, I have messed those up a fair few times till now, but yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a bit of a challenge for sure. Musi Banyuasin, that's northwest of Palembang. The one north of Palembang is just Banyuasin, so you can sort of remember that. Those are the kind of things that you want to see. Karawang there is really not that easy to remember in my opinion, but yeah. I don't know. The thing for me is I know some people have like ways to memorize stuff, so that could be, I don't know, like flashcards or what's that? There's this thing that people use, I forgot what it's called. But it's kind of like digital flashcards basically. So people use that. People use like some kind of like mnemonics, like you know, to try and remember stuff. For me, like I've tried all that stuff, but it never works. For me, like the easiest way I remember stuff is just by brute forcing it, like just remembering the name and where it is, and that always seems to work for me. And when I try like using another sort of tool to help me. It just never works, which is maybe good, maybe bad. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so far we are doing fairly well. Also on time. I'm. This is not a sped up video or anything. Like this is the actual speed I was playing at. Um, but yeah, there are like 400 Kabupaten, so I also wanted to get through them quickly, not sit here all day playing it. Um, but yeah, so on that round you saw like sometimes I remember a certain Kabupaten and then I remember the direction to another Kabupaten. So I just sort of reach the first Kabupaten that I know and then trace down the other Kabupaten. Sungai Penuh here, I'm blanking a bit, but there I find it. Manggarai and Barat's also very nice to remember because you have Barat, Timur, and then just Manggarai as well. Those are the ones that you like to see. Um, but yeah, a lot of zooming in that you need to do, especially on the cities because they have their own Kabupaten. And then some of them sound similar, like Takalar there kind of sounds similar to Tarakan, which is North Kalimantan island. Um, so there are still a few of those that I confuse, especially some that start with K. I just tend to confuse which side they are. Uh, but here it's going great so far. Getting some stuff done in Gorontalo, North Sula, Pekanbaru. That's something that you should know. It's a big city. This Siam is like, I was pretty sure it's there, but still zoomed in to see if the name was actually there because I knew that you could see its label if you zoomed in enough. But yeah, um, I don't really know what to commentate to be honest. I'm just speaking because I have to. Um, but at least I don't have to play this right now because that would have taken too much brain power. Like speaking and playing. I don't know if I want to do that really. Pamekasan. Now this is one where I'm blanking a bit. It is on Madura Island, but it's one of those things where it starts with P and it has like A's and E's in it. So Pemalang, for example, also sounds similar. Well, not really, but starts with P and then E's and A's. But I do get to it eventually. So those are the things that I still sort of need some time or confuse. But I'm sure with more practice, that should hopefully not be much of an issue. Um, but yeah, we're speeding through this so far. Gorontalo Kota. Kota means city, so you can sort of click the city in that case, and the area around it would be the Gorontalo Kabupaten. Yeah, I'm really out of ideas on what to talk about. Um, but playing this quiz is not really enough because yeah, I know them now, but will I know them without the Kabupaten borders on the map? That's the next challenge. So playing GeoGuessr, Kabupaten maps, that is my next to-do thing. I plan to do that later in this video as well, of course. So yeah, if you want to skip to that, then of course you could. But I would recommend that you sit along and share this pain. Uh, um, because it really it's like an extreme sport to be honest. Like um, it's just so much to remember, and it's like also a stamina test because okay, I'm remembering stuff, but you have to keep remembering for like at least I don't know. I don't want to spoil how long I took to finish this. Although of course you could just skip in the video and find out, but it definitely takes a good amount of time to actually go through all of these. So if I'm just doing like an independent West Java quiz or an independent South Sula quiz, sure, it's easy, it's quicker to get through. But here you're looking all over the place, all over the map, and yeah, you're doing all the Kabupaten in GeoGuessr basically. So it's definitely an endurance test as well, not just a memory test. But yeah, so far we are keeping up the pace. We're doing all right. Tabanan again is one of those that I confused a little bit, but I got there eventually. Tapanuli Selatan, that's in North Sumatra. That's also a fairly nice one to remember. Um, and Sumbawa Barat, of course, Sumbawa, that island in West Nusa, not to be confused with Sumba. So, yeah. Um, Now we're making our way with some more stuff in Sumatra. The one that I really enjoyed doing was probably Kalimantan, to be honest, because I guess Lesser Sunda Islands also because they were fairly easy. But for some reason, Kalimantan just stuck in my head fairly well. Um, Sulawesi also stuck, but I still needed a couple more practice runs to, have it fully under control. Sumatra and Java took me multiple attempts to have under control. There's Probumuli. Sometimes, yeah, I need to scan a bit because I don't remember exactly where it is. Um, but yeah, we're making progress. Sinjai is there in South Sula. Um, but yeah, as I said, it feels like a lot, right? Like you're looking at this video, you're probably thinking, damn, this is crazy. Uh, you know, but the thing is, even with all of this, it's probably just like my opponents are probably also going to know the Kabupaten. So it's what I'm essentially doing is trying to avoid taking a lot of points instead of getting an advantage to deal a lot of points. Although not everyone does, of course. Some competitors, as far as I know, don't know Kabupaten. Although they could learn it still, they have time. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really know if this is going to be, it's going to bring me a lot of points, but it'll hopefully at least prevent me from taking a lot of damage. But it's also possible that I just blank and forget where the Kabupaten is. Hopefully that doesn't happen though. That's why I want to keep practicing. But yeah, a lot of memorization. Um, I remember like a year ago or so, I said to Harvard and Blinky that I don't really ever see myself learning Kabupaten because I just don't have the motivation for that. But yeah, the World Cup, it did give me motivation. Um, yeah, if not for the World Cup, I don't think I would have really ever bothered learning this. But yeah, but it's gonna help for sure. It's gonna help with my speedrun attempts as well. Uh, I got pretty close to sub 5 runs. I had like 3 runs, I think, which were almost sub 5, but not really. So, um, yeah, that's not good enough, is it? But there is now a new way to move in GeoGuessr. So that allows you to move a little bit quicker. So I have been trying it out a little bit, but I'm still not like, an expert at it or well versed with it. But I don't think that works in duels. It only works in classic games. So yeah, but for speedruns that could be nice. So yeah, who knows? Maybe that'll help out a bit for my speedrun attempts whenever I do those. Finally, we're getting some stuff on Timor as well. But it's looking good. It's starting to look more and more green, which is what you like to see. It's sort of like evenly green, to be honest. Sumatra, Java, Kali, Sulawesi, fairly evenly green. Bangli there kind of sounds like Bangla, but that's how I remember it at least. Um, Luvu Uttara as well, also a fairly easy to remember one. But yeah, just a lot of Kabupaten, isn't there? So, how long are we into this video? We are 15 minutes into it, actually. Oh, I just spoiled how long it takes me. Oh no, you can't see it because my webcam covers it. Okay, so that's good. So it's still a bit of a surprise, unless you fast forward into the video. But so 15 minutes already, and you can see that there's still plenty of open spaces, a lot to get through. But I think we've been moving fairly quickly, um, which is always nice. Could I move quicker than this? Probably if I have more practice. But as I said, before this run, I had never gotten 100% on this whole Kabupaten quiz, basically. I had gotten 100% on like the individual regions, but not everything combined. So yeah, this is a run I'm very happy with, of course, because it's like, yay, I finally did it. But yeah, when you achieve something, you always sort of go into that mindset of, oh, what's next? But yeah, the learning part of this was definitely challenging, but I think the payoff is also going to be really nice. So yeah, curious to see if it actually helps me during the World Cup, and if it doesn't, then it might help me in my speed runs or some other games as well. But yeah, the hard part is behind me, although keeping all of this in my memory is still going to be hard. That's something I think that after the World Cup, will I still remember these? Like, do I still have to keep actively doing this quiz? I probably need to, because I've noticed with Philippines provinces, I keep forgetting them if I don't practice them. But like, even if I forget them, then it just takes me like a couple of tries to, sort of remember them again. But with Kabupaten, there's just so many of them. I wonder what would happen if I just sort of stopped practicing. Uh, I'll probably forget them, but yeah, that's for later. Right now, we're just worried about the World Cup. There's Tarakan. Hey, we finally got that. So Benkalis here is like something that I usually know, but then when you have so many Kabupaten, you can confuse things like, oh, was it Bengkulu? No, it's Benkalis. uh, Bolungan here, struggling a bit with that as well, but it's just the one in North Kalimantan because it sounds like the one in Bali. I think it's also starts with BUL. I forgot what exactly it is. It's like BULE something, Bulelen or something like that. Buleleng. There we go. So yeah, um, for me at least, I guess that's something that I do is that I don't really remember the entire name. I just remember like the most memorable part of the name, I guess. So Toli Toli, of course, like small names, okay, but some of the names, like I don't know, if it sounds complicated, then I just sort of remember the beginning. Sibolga giving me a bit of time, and then suddenly it comes into my head, oh, it's that little city in the west of Sumatra, or North Sumatra, I guess, but then I zoom in straight away. Kendari, not to be confused with Kediri or Kendiri, something like that. That's in Java. Klaten, also in Java, taking me a bit to get there. Pulang Pisau, Kalimantan. See, when I like just have to guess one, it's cool. But when you have so many, it just fries your brain completely. But yeah, it still helps to have these sort of Kabupaten borders on the map. Because sometimes I just sort of remember it based on the shape where it is. So um, Katingan, for example, I know is that the middle long piece there. But if I have to play that in game, I may not exactly know the region where it is, which is why I need to practice them on GeoGuessr itself now, because this is definitely not sufficient. Because sadly, GeoGuessr map does not have Kabupaten borders. Palembang right there, still taking me a second to get there. Because at this point, my brain is actually starting to get fried because you can see that I've made a decent amount of progress through the quiz, and I also really don't want to mess anything up now. Because if I mess even one up, then it's not like it just shows up as red. Like the way these quizzes work is that at the end it'll show you, oh, you got 400 out of 417. Well done. But yeah, I clearly wanted to get all of them correct. So if I even just misclick, then there goes my perfect score basically. It's not like I can undo or something. So yeah, I'm trying to be cautious, I'm trying to be quick, but I'm also kind of exhausted because A, I've been doing Kabupaten all day today, and B, I'm already, how much is this? 21 minutes through this quiz. So definitely takes a toll on you, but um, yeah, looking at all the green definitely feels nice. Because it also helps that it feels like you've sort of eliminated some parts, you know? Like there are like some Kabupaten where I'm like, oh, was it this one or the one below it or the one right next to it? I don't exactly remember. Um, well, I do remember, that's why I guessed them correctly, but I do sort of need a minute to think, oh, no, this was the one above, not the one below. Uh, and those sort of things, you know, the further you get into the quiz, the lesser you have to worry about. Because for your example, Wei Kanan, the one that's like, I can't show it, I guess. Oh, I can, I guess. Okay, never mind. But yeah, basically, if there's only one and there's the neighboring ones are all green, then I don't have to think, oh, is it the one above, one below? I just click. It's pretty neat. Pindrang in South Sula, Sumedang in Sumedang was there east of Bandung, I think. Yes. Took me a second again. Um, there I'm just trying to think. Oh, that one was Labuan Batu, so the one above it is Uttara because north. Yeah, now when I get Selatan, I don't have to worry. I just click the one that's empty in that area. Manado, of course, North Sulawesi. Um, a few months ago, I had also practiced like no moving Indonesia. So I wouldn't say I'm completely clueless at that, but I still need, I mean, it would still be nice to practice it more because there's definitely players that are much better at me than at guessing Indonesia. So yeah, if there's, it's like just a basic round with, you know, normal clues in it, then I probably could get it. But if there aren't many clues, if it's sort of baity location, then I could be very far off in Indo. So it would be nice to practice it more. But yeah, I've also been practicing other countries, so if I find time, I'll do it. We'll see how it goes. But I am still happy that the Kabupaten phase is done. Pare Pare sounds pretty cool. Now I'm here with Tanah Tatar. It's West Sumatra. It's taking me a bit. There we go. I remember I had learned the Kabupaten for Riau once, like over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago even, because I was playing Explorer mode Indonesia, and of course I didn't know Kabupaten back then. Yeah, it was probably 2 years ago, I think. Um, and then I was stuck in this one round in Riau for like 1.5 hours because there was a Kabupaten name, but there was literally nothing else, and the town names that were on the map that were on Street View were not on the map. And eventually I found a sign saying Riau, and then even still the town names were not on the map, so I just kept scanning, still couldn't find anything. And then ultimately I found a road which had names like going from this town to that town, and those were the town names I had. So it took me like a good 90 to 100 minutes to just finish that one round. And after that, I got 4999 on some random round, and my run. I was trying to get a 25k, but that run failed because of that. But yeah, after that, I was like, no, I can't afford this. So I just learned the Riau Kabupaten and just that's it. I just left it there. I didn't learn any other Kabupaten. But yeah, I wonder how quick I could 25k Indo now, because earlier it wasn't really fun. But now that I do know the Kabupaten, it probably will be fun. It's the same with Philippines. Philippines wasn't really fun to play moving, but then once I learned the provinces, it became quite fun. So now if I get Indonesia rounds, maybe I'll enjoy them a lot more in moving games, of course. Maybe even in no moving actually, because quite often you get Kabupaten names no moving as well. Or not quite often, but like fairly often, I guess. But we have made quite a lot of progress. We are looking very green now. Java is about two-thirds complete, I'd say. Same with Kalimantan, same with Sumatra. Lesser Sundas are almost done even. Sulawesi is also pretty far in. Semarang is a big city. Kabupaten is the one next to it. Tebo is one in Jambi. Then we have this next to Makassar. Yeah, um, going great. I wonder what's the quickest time someone has done this in. Because I've seen Macam and Anna both upload videos doing this. I don't really remember how quick they did it, but I'm sure it was pretty quick. I know Jake also did a Kabupaten video once, but I think he did it in Plunkett, which is actually uh, a bit harder even because you have to type it out and then trying to remember the spellings as well. I don't even remember like the full names of all of these. I just kind of remember what they sound like or a few letters in them. But it's impressive to know the entire name and type it out. Um, so yeah, I think Jake did that a while ago. Kodiak had some old videos on it, I think. I don't know actually. Does Blinky have a video on Kabupaten? I feel like he must be extremely quick with this. But yeah, I don't know. Pangkal Pinang on Bangka Belitung Islands. And there's Jakarta complete as well. Making progress, almost there. See this one, Lebong is the one in on the top, and then the one below it is also like something Lebong, R Rejong Lebong or something like that. I don't remember the exact word. So that's also one where I sort of had to pause and think, oh, was Lebong the north one or the south one? So yeah, if it doesn't have a label right below it, then that's where it gets confusing sometimes. That's, I guess, the good thing about Java is that it has basically labels for everything. Kalimantan is almost complete. Bangka Barat took me a second, even though it's very straightforward. Um, but yeah, we're getting to the end of this. So far, no mistakes. And I mean, I've spoiled it to you that this was the run where I didn't make mistakes. Uh, but yeah, Delhi Serdang next to Medan, and it's going pretty smooth. How long are we into this? 30 minutes. That is pretty good time. I would say at least. I mean, maybe I can try for a sub 30 at some point, but for my first attempt getting them all correct, I'm pretty happy with having covered so much in 30 minutes. Pemalang again taking me a second. You can see the visible confusion on my face, but there it is. Or not my face, but like in the mouse movements. Palo is also very straightforward. Pematang Siantar taking me a second, but yeah, it's just these sort of small cities. Sometimes it takes a second to come to your mind that, oh, it's a small city. It's not a big Kabupaten. Not a small city, I guess. It's a big city. That's why it's its own Kabupaten. But you get what I mean. It's small on the map, basically. Ngawi and Bantaeng. We're getting very close to completing. I think no, Lesser Islands are not yet done. We have the one small island there in the middle, if you see it. Bangka Selatan. Yeah, just knowing Selatan, Tenga, Barat, Uttara, Timor, all of that really helps with Indo because Kabupaten sometimes are just named like that. East, west, north, south, central. Um, Berau is the one big one north. Langsa is in Aceh. I did also end up learning all the Aceh Kabupaten because yeah, I was doing the Sumatra quiz and the Sumatra quiz had Aceh in it, so I just ended up learning it anyway. Um, so if they do happen to release Aceh coverage right before the World Cup, I'm prepared. But you know what's actually kind of scary is that there was a Google car spotting in Maluku. And if we actually imagine Maluku coverage drops like a week before the World Cup. I don't think it will. I think it'll take longer, but imagine it does. Maluku is like the set of islands east of Sulawesi, by the way, in case you didn't know, which don't have coverage at all, but they're also part of Indonesia. So it's going to be really cool to have them on Street View. It's just hopefully not before the World Cup because that would make my life much harder. Kalimantan is done by the looks of it, by the way. Tanggamus and Pringsevo all next to each other. Sumatra is almost done as well. That might be it for Sulawesi as well. Simalungun, that's in Sumatra right there. Aceh Tamiang, it says Aceh as well. Garut, that's it for Java and Bangka Tengah and Belitung Timur, and that's it. We did it in 33 minutes 50 seconds, and I would say that's a pretty good time for my first attempt. Or not my first attempt, but my first ever time getting them all correct. So yeah, pretty happy with that. And what I will do now is I will play the Kabupaten Practice Indonesia map. Let's close a few of these things. So hope you enjoyed that, by the way. Hope it was very enthralling and exciting and whatnot. Let's see if I can actually do something here. Okay, that's very zoomed in. Kota Batu. Not Kota Baru, but Kota Batu. That's probably this one here. That's nice. It feels so good to be able to do this. Kabupaten Goa. Ah, it's gotta be here somewhere. Feels so good that I can just zoom in on where it is. Do we have a Kekamatan or something? I don't know. Oh, right here. Parangloe, is that visible? Not really. I'm just gonna click. Oh, okay. That works. Kabupaten Pinrang, that is also on Sulawesi out here. Patampanua. So that's also the thing with Indonesia, is that knowing the Kabupaten is also not enough because of how badly it's mapped. So now you have to scan for a POI saying Patampanua, which is not ideal. I'm not really keen on doing this, but yeah, that is the annoying part about Indo. There you can see contour something Patampanua. Yeah, it's just a bit of a pain. You can sort of maybe try and use the river or something to try and 5K, but not fun. Flores Timor out here somewhere. Oh, not there. That's Limbata. Kakamatan Tite Hena or something like that. Is that very visible? Don't really see it. Okay, just gonna click here, and it says Conga. It doesn't even say Tite Hena. Okay, that's Indonesia for you. Kabupaten Sumba Barat Daya. So that's all the way west. Kadula, is that the place name? I don't know. Just gonna click. Kantor Dinas Bupati. I don't know, whatever. So 24K, that's nice. Kabupaten Karangasem. I Kekamotan Sidemen. Wait, I've seen the Sidemen video on this. Um, but I don't really remember where Karangasem is. Karangasem, was it? Where was it? Oh man, see, so this is the thing, is that I still tend to forget from time to time, and I need to practice more so that this doesn't happen. Looking around me, it does look like Java. It almost looks like Bali, but this is not. I don't think, at least, Karangasem is a thingy in Bali. So where is Karangasem? That's a good question. Was it this? Oh, that's Karawang. Ah, this is not good. I should also just know this based on the the Sidemen thing, because I've watched their video on this as well. Was it the one that's like somewhere here, starting with K? No, that's Karang. Hmm. I don't know. I really have forgotten. Oh no, it was Bali. Oh yeah, there's Sidemen. Okay, I need a moment to think. Kara. Oh, you know what? I think I understand what's going on. Yeah. Okay, so what happened is that in the quiz, the Karang Asen are two different words, and here it's one word combined. I wasn't used to seeing it that way. That's what confused me. But we had even like the Bali pole thing. I did say it looked a lot like Bali. Okay, that explains why I missed that, but that's okay. That's a learning process, right? Better that this happened right now than in the World Cup. Prebis is there. Um, don't really see a Kekamatan or anything. Okay, let's just click there. Barito Uttara, that's like somewhere here. Actually, oh yeah, I should try and remember which province it's a part of because I usually don't. But I guess it's a part of Central Kali. Um, and then we have Teve Baru. There's Muara Teve. Is that still? Just gonna click here. Oh yeah, it is downtown Muara Teve. Okay, that's not bad. Kabupaten Sukabumi. Sukabumi. I don't immediately remember where that is, but it looks like Western Java. Oh, it's like no, not there. Sukabumi. There. Oh yeah, because you have the yeah, okay. So this is the quota and then there's the so that's also something I need to get used to is that it doesn't say quota and Kabupaten separately like in the quiz. Kubu Raya is like here somewhere. Kakamatan Sungai Ambawang. Say Ambawang. Maybe it's close to this. No. Why would it be? Okay. Ase Sinkil would be here. Danau Paris. um, Now, one thing to keep in mind also is that this is also a part of Ase Sinkil, I think. But I don't know if this has coverage at all. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, I'm just gonna click here. Okay, Tapanuli Selatan. Now it would be easier if I had the Kabupaten borders here, but I think it's like around this area. We don't really have Kakamatan, do we? Oh, we do. Batang Angkola. Okay. What I also should start doing a bit more is using the landscape because you have mountains on both sides. Something like this, maybe. Yeah. Kota Pasuruan. Pasuruan. I definitely should know this, but it doesn't immediately come to my mind. Oh yeah, I remember now. It's here. So that's nice. Kabupaten Lamongan, and that is, I think, out here. Yeah. And we have Kakamatan Suko Rame, which I don't necessarily see right away. I'm just gonna click there. Oh, there it is. Okay. Tojo Una Una, and it's Tojo itself. I don't actually know where Tojo itself is. No, but this is not there. It's like out here somewhere. Just gonna click there. Okay. Not bad at all. Kabupaten Sopeng. That is like here somewhere, I think. Alright. Wonosobo. Wonosobo. Where was Wonosobo? Another one where I'm sort of having to think where I shouldn't be. Wonosobo is like here. Okay. Kota Banjar Baru. That is here. Kekamatan Wonokiri is there. Um, Buleleng. Where was Buleleng? Kabupaten, Buleleng. Maybe I should look around a bit. Oh, it's northern Bali, isn't it? And then Kekamatan, Busungpiu. Uh, I don't know. I'm just gonna click. All right. So Lombok Tenga, that is out here somewhere. Kabupaten Ketapang is, I think, or was it West Kalimantan? Or was it Central Kalimantan? Ketapang was, I think, West Kalimantan. Oh yeah, and there's the Kekamatan as well. Okay, nice. Kabupaten Cianjur, that is right here, right? No, that's Silicon. Cianjur is here. Kekamatan Leles. I don't know. Just gonna click. Okay, sure. Simerak. And Kabupaten is Pangandaran. This is also one that I struggle with because P. A lot of stuff starts with P, but if I look around, maybe it gives me a hint. Um, it looks like it's west or Panten. Pangandaran. Where was that? Oh, this one maybe. Simerak. Don't see that, but it says Pangandaran right there. Okay, just gonna click there. But it's nice that I can at least combine, my region guessing and the Kabupaten in case I get stuck like that. Kebumen I know is south here somewhere. Kekamatan I don't see. Okay, pretty happy with how it's going so far. Wononkiri is again there. Kabupaten Madiun. Where was Madiun? I think it was here. Yeah. What is this? Kampar, that is out here somewhere. And we have Koto Kampar. Okay, not sure where. Alright. Kota Magelang is going to be blanking again. That's not great. That's the one thing I need to avoid is blanking. There it is. Right. And last round, Tana Pumbu, that is out here. No, it is out here. And it is Angsana. Can I find Angsana? Not really. Okay. It's right next to the fish monument. All right. Cool. So another 24k. But yeah, I think that gives you a pretty good idea of the story of me and Kabupaten. Um, as I said, maybe we can actually quickly go over the World Cup players at least. Probably not going to go over all the news that happened, but yeah. You guys knew already this first batch, and then Harmless Trooper. I don't actually remember which players were announced last time I made a video, but these are all the players, and they are extremely, extremely good players. Very scary. And a lot of them know Kabupaten. So, you know, Blinky knows them, Jake knows them, Kodiak knows them, Macam knows them, Zigzag I don't think knows them, I don't think Fungus knows them either. As far as I know, Harmless and Drupa also don't know them. Uh, Anna knows them. Wolf has been learning them. Ananana, I don't think knows them. Debre knows them. Giovanni, I don't know, but he probably knows them. Sheena also probably knows them. I don't know. Gelotris, I don't think he knows them unless he has been learning them. I saw Quark on the leaderboard for Kabupaten, so maybe he knows them. He probably does. RC, I don't know if he does, but I feel like he probably does. Or at least like he seems like the type of person who would learn them before the World Cup, if not. Toporik, I think doesn't know them. Traboda probably knows them. I'm not sure. Maybe. Alok, I don't know. Maybe. Consus probably knows. I mean, Consus is just very, very good at Indo, so I'd be surprised if I can get any points off him on Indo. CG probably doesn't know them, and I know Lenley also knows them, so yeah, you can see basically at least half the players know Kabupaten. So it's not like I've gotten a crazy advantage by learning all this. It might not even be useful at all. Maybe I won't get an indoor round in any game. Maybe I won't have a Kabupaten visible. Whatever. Uh, but anyway, these are our players, very, very good players. And yeah, we're getting close. 13th, 14th October is the World Cup. You can watch it on GeoGuessr's Twitch channel. I'll link that in the description as well. And I'm excited. I'm excited to meet everyone. Like, I probably won't win the World Cup, to be honest. Like, people have been grinding a lot more than me. But even if I don't, I'm still looking forward to meeting everyone, not just the participants, because I know that there are so many people from the community who are coming for the World Cup, um, you know, just to watch or to meet others or all of that. So yeah, I'm just very excited to meet everyone. It's gonna be like the biggest Geo meetup of all time, at least until now. Yeah, oh yeah, you can see Eddie repping my India shirt. Shout out to Eddie. Oh, that also reminds me that I haven't made a video since this happened. You can wear my uh, costume, or like you can support me by wearing the same sort of cosmetics as me from the Avatar shop. You can go to the World Cup bundle and you can go to India. I don't know why they don't have the blue Ashok chakra in the middle here, but in any case, you can get this sort of look on your own character. Maybe that's what it looks like. Um, yeah, if you want, you can do that. I get a cut from that as well, so can't complain about it. And also, don't forget to do your daily missions to get coins. Nah, I'm just kidding. You can do whatever. I got my daily coins though. But if you do buy anything, use creator code Rainbolt. That's for sure. But anyway, now I'm getting into other things. That's it for today's episode. Next episode, you'll find out something else maybe that I've been learning. But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I am looking forward to the World Cup. So until next video, bye bye.